It's been such a rainy introduction into 2025, and we're enjoying it because it's been a very dry 2 years here. So it's a blessing. It's crazy to be able to say that 5 years ago is not 2015. When you say 5 years ago, I'm still thinking 2015, but no, it's 2020 now. But hey, welcome to 2025. I hope that you and your family have been safe. I hope you've enjoyed the new year so far. I actually had no intentions of filming this video because I wanted to take the first week off, but one of my goals this year was to release 52 videos this year, and if I don't release this video, it kind of puts more pressure on me. So, welcome to the new year, welcome to 2025, welcome to With Love and Prayers. It's the start of a new year and everyone is talking about setting goals. YouTube is full of these videos, TikTok is full of these videos, and I get it. We all want to achieve something this year. But here's the catch. The Journal of Social Psychology, did my research, says that only 9% of people actually achieve their goals. Less than 10% of people achieve the New Year's resolutions that they set for themselves. That's a crazy statistic. So many people, almost everyone, sets new goals for themselves at the beginning of the year, and less than 10% of those people actually achieve them. So what's going wrong? Where do we go wrong? How are we setting our goals that constantly sets us up for failure? According to social psychology, a goal is a mental representation of a desired outcome that a person is committed to. And in that definition alone is my issue with goals, because a goal focuses on the desired outcome, something that is going to happen in the future. And if you just look back to like the last few months, the last year, how many things have gone the way you wanted them to? I'll take myself for an example. I wanted to grow my media business. I wanted to get into filmmaking, photography, graphic design, all of those things. At the beginning of last year, it was really working out, I released my documentary, I filmed some music videos, I had a couple photo shoots, things were working out well. Then I moved to a place where I'm unknown. And by the end of the year, obviously, that desired outcome did not go the way I wanted it to. So it kind of sets you up, for example, because goals set these strict, rigid outcomes for yourself that put so much pressure on you, and they're almost, dare I say, impossible to reach sometimes. That's one issue. And also, we focus so much on the end result of our goal, of our outcome, that we miss something that is super critical to actually achieving goals. And that's what's happening up here. The stories we are telling ourselves about ourselves and the narratives that are going on in our heads. So, don't get me wrong. I don't want to abandon goals entirely, but the point of this video is for us to rethink how we set and pursue our goals. So, let's find an approach that works for us. To get into this video, I want to treat myself as a bit of a case study, and I will tell you about the goals that I'm trying to set, because as much as I am trying to break down what goals really are, we still need goals in life. We need to work towards something. We need a bit of direction. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been trying to figure out how I can do things differently, and I came across a video by Clark Kegley. He runs the Metamorphosis group. He has that website, and a lot of people, including him, talk about breaking up your life into different areas, and I've given myself 4 areas that I want to work on, those being mind, body, soul, and vocation. So in my mind, that's education, pretty much education, taking in information. I want to read at least 12 books. That's that goal. For my body, which is my physical being, I want to get a bit more of a toned physique. For my soul, which comes down to relationships, my relationship with God, I want to read the entire Bible. There's a lot more goals in there, but reading the entire Bible is like my main goal for my soul. And then vocation has to do with my career, my profession, such things, and that is publish my first book, With Love and Prayers, and release 52 YouTube videos this year. The key that's very important at the very beginning is to get clear on what would make your year unbelievable. And I will touch on what this getting clear and why we should get clear on our goal setting. So you now know my 4 goals this year for the 4 areas of my life: reading 12 books, getting a toned physique, reading the entire Bible, and publishing my first book and 52 YouTube videos. Now, we get into where I really deconstruct what the issue is with goal setting. Because here's the reality: a goal without a deadline is just a dream. A goal without discipline is a fantasy. And a goal without a bigger picture is a waste of time. And there's one, can I say a team? Yeah, a team that helped me understand this a bit better, and that is Leicester City in their 2016 Premier League win. So allow me to nerd out for a little bit about what Leicester City did in that season. So in the 2015-16 season, I think that was the season, Leicester City, a small team, won the Premier League. Mind you, this team had just been promoted to the league the previous season, and for that to happen is almost unheard of. So again, small team, they just had a new manager. Financially, they're not as big as like the top 6, the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, but they won the league. And I can almost guarantee that their goal at the beginning of the season was never to win the league, but they did. So how did they achieve that? And I think it comes down to maybe 3 main things, and that is what's happening up here, understanding their limits, following their excitement, and dare I say, manipulating themselves into doing better. And how I find this is understanding their limits. Leicester City knew that they're a small team. They are a team that has just come into this big league, and ultimately their main goal was to avoid relegation again. They managed that in their first season, and in the following season, the goal is still pretty much the same, because it takes a while for you to become established in the league. So their goal remains, let's not get relegated. And they fought. They would get asked, because as the season went on, they would climb the table, but the manager would do his best to say, nope, we are just fighting to win every game to avoid relegation. If they were asked, oh, do you see yourself winning the title? They would play down the expectations, understanding their limits. And then comes following the excitement. I believe that Leicester City in that season had little to no haters. Everyone loved that team because they were a team that played with so much passion. Everyone looked like they were enjoying themselves. You had the likes of Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, N'Golo Kante, Robert Huth, Wes Morgan, players who you saw wanted to be there. They fought for the ball throughout the match. One of the defenders, Wes Morgan, played every single match of that Premier League season. 38 games. Played every match and every minute. Mind you, he's not the youngest, but he had that excitement. He had the passion to go for this goal. Beginning of the season, it was never about we want to win the league, but they played to the best of their ability. And then, obviously, as the season went on, they had to look at their situation a bit differently. It was the same season, and not to play down their efforts, but other teams were not performing as well, and for them, they had to take advantage of this, and they really did very well at that. You know, they were a team that would fight for every ball. Defensively, they were the best in that season, and I'm almost certain that they did not see themselves as less than, you know. They maybe saw themselves as underdogs that season, but in seeing themselves as underdogs, they were cheering themselves on. And I think it's something that's very important for us to learn from that. See yourself as an underdog, because everyone wants an underdog to win, including yourself. So what do I take away from that? As those 3 main points: follow the excitement, understand your limits, and manipulate your mind into getting productive. So let's start with point number 1. Follow the excitement. One of the main reasons why 81% of people who fail to achieve their goals is because they don't find joy in the process. I mean, take for example my journey in writing a book. The journey of writing feels like such a grind, and there were honestly some days where I just felt like I don't want to do this anymore. But the goal of actually publishing a book was exciting enough for me to carry on going. Most people, the goal is to get their salary at the end of the month in their 9 to 5, which maybe doesn't excite them enough. But let that incentive, let that pay be exciting enough for you to keep working. Or if the pay is not exciting, find something in your day that will make that goal exciting, that will make the journey of working exciting. This might be going out for lunch to your favorite restaurant, or taking a certain route that you enjoy taking every single day. But you have to make the effort to make it exciting, because if you don't find anything exciting towards hitting your goal won't have any value in your life. Secondly, understand your limits. I've had a lot of excuses in most of the things that I did. Recording these YouTube videos, I would tell myself I don't have the time. Mind you, I'm not working. I am not employed, but I would still tell myself I don't have time. Or I would say I'm not qualified enough, and I say that so much when I was writing my book. Or I will say I don't have what it takes. I don't have the resources to do A, B, and C. Those are limits that I have. But I need you to note that none of these limits are external. Maybe, yeah, sure, I don't have the resources, fine. But most of these resources are up here. I was telling myself I don't have the time, whereas I had minimum 16 hours a day to work. I was telling myself I'm not qualified enough, but I could just read up on the things that I want to write about and actually become qualified. So you see the issue here. You see who is the problem. It's this guy. It's you. You're the one holding yourself back, as corny as that sounds, but you are your worst enemy when it comes to achieving your goals. And it needs you to understand your limits, your self-set limits. And I think the best way that we can do that is by journaling. And I know a lot of people don't really believe in journaling. They don't believe in writing down what they're thinking, or they don't see the benefits in it. But the mind is very fascinating in that it likes solving problems. And oftentimes when we just have a problem in our mind, we don't have enough clarity on the problem. We're not looking at it face to face enough for us to actually solve it. So journaling kind of comes through and bridges that gap between problem and solution. So the journal prompt that has worked for me is, why have I not achieved my goal so far? And I used that journal prompt for each of my 4 goals. Reading 12 books in a year. I actually did read 12 books in 2024. So that one worked out well for me. But toned physique, I asked myself, why have I not achieved that goal so far? The answer I gave myself was, well, I'm lazy. I'm not disciplined enough to be working out every single day for a toned physique. I'm also not strict enough with my diet for me to actually have a body that... I mean, I'm not mad at my physique, but it's not where I want it to be. And then when it comes down to, what was the other one? Reading the entire Bible. I didn't value God enough to actually read His word every single day. Who's the problem? This guy. When it comes down to vocation, why have I not published my book? I may not have put in enough effort to actually find out the publishing process, and I may not have, when it comes to like releasing 52 YouTube videos, again, laziness. That's all it is. And not letting imposter syndrome win is one of the main reasons why I have not achieved that goal so far. I don't think I would have figured those things out had I not had that journal prompt. Because when you put your goal up against this question of, sure, I want to do this thing. It could have happened last year. It could have happened any year before today. But why have I not done it? It really puts a lot of things into perspective, and you start realizing that maybe, just maybe, this guy, this girl is the problem. And then lastly, once you figured that out, you followed your excitement, you understood your limits, you need to then manipulate your mind into getting productive. And please, if you found this video useful so far, please do like it and share it so that other people can come across it and it can be useful for them. Do subscribe so that you'll be the first to see more videos like this and whatever else I'll be working on for the rest of the year. And hopefully, you will actually get to see 52 videos for the rest of the year. Lastly, manipulating your mind into being productive. I need you to ask yourself the following questions. Remember, our mind loves coming up with solutions. So the excuse comes up, I don't have enough time. Ask yourself this. Maybe I have a 12-month goal, okay? Releasing 52 videos. If I had less time, what would I do differently? So I want to release 52 videos by the end of the year. That means I need to release a video every single week. That means I need to plan and prepare one video each week. If I had half the time, that means I need to plan and prepare 2 videos a week, which isn't that crazy. So if I can find a solution to something in half the time, 12 months is more than enough to work on one video each month. And you begin realizing, oh, okay, again, the problem is here. Another one, scaring yourself into working can be very useful. So let's say my goal is to make $10,000 by the end of next year. And I have an idea of what I might be able to do. I have an idea of the habits I need to bring into my life, the discipline that I need to bring into my life for me to actually get those $10,000. But then I ask myself this question. If I keep doing what I'm doing right now, what will my life look like in those 12 months? Right now, I have no discipline. Right now, I wake up super late. I don't put in the effort to get my name out there or get clients. So obviously, by the end of next year, I won't have hit my goal. So something has to change. And you really see the importance here of writing down your issues, really getting connected to what's wrong with your life. And then the last one, I actually like this this analogy, this story. I think I heard this on Struthless's channel about the story of Ulysses. So Ulysses was on a shipping expedition. Goodness me, I'm going to paraphrase this so badly, but bear with me. So on this ship, Ulysses and his crew knew that they were going to pass over an area in the ocean where there were sirens, mermaids, those sirens singing their siren song to lure whoever's on the ship overboard so that they can kill them, essentially. And Ulysses knew that this will come up and he had to prepare himself for something that will stop their journey. Okay? So let's put it like this. Ulysses had a goal and he knew something that could stop him from reaching that goal. So what did he do? He made a way for himself not to get stopped by that block, essentially the sirens. He got his crew to pour wax into his ears, and the crew poured wax into their own ears, and then he asked his crew to tie him onto the mast of the ship, and whatever happens, they were not allowed to take him down. And essentially, this is what stopped Ulysses and his crew from getting distracted from their goal. So, your goal, you know how to get there, and you also need to be clear on what will stop you from reaching that goal. I know I get distracted from this thing over here. My phone distracts me a lot. So what do I need to do? Maybe I need to sleep with my phone in another room. Maybe I need to turn my phone to grayscale mode. Maybe I need to disconnect my phone from the internet every so often. But ultimately, we need to know what our sirens are in life and what measures we need to put in place to avoid ourselves falling victim to those siren songs. Now we know what efforts we need to put in upstairs. Now let's turn those goals into more actionable habits and turn them into a part of our daily life. A goal, as we've defined, set in the future. But dare I make an analogy that we can't put all of our eggs in a basket that exists only in the future. We need to find means of holding our eggs right now, because we will carry all of these eggs and things will go wrong because we're saying there's a basket up ahead. No. Take care of your issues right now. Break your big goals into habits right now. So again, myself as a case study, if I have my goal of reading 12 books by the end of the year, I need to follow the excitement. I need to find books that interest me, not just books that will get me popular because everyone else on TikTok reads these books. No, I need to read books that interest me. And maybe that means reading a chapter a day. Maybe that means reading a book a month. Maybe that means making my favorite cup of tea, creating a neat, cozy space where I can read so that I actually enjoy it. But I need to make sure that I can do this every single day. Completely forget about the fact that I need to read 12 books by the end of the year, because I'll be so engrossed in today's book, in today's chapter, in finding out how this story ends. So that turns that goal into a lifestyle. And then comes out getting a toned physique. It makes no use me focusing on a toned physique that I do not have right now. What I need to be focusing on is making sure that every single week I'm putting in the effort, making sure that working out becomes a part of my life, something that I actually enjoy. Working out 4 times a week, having a space dedicated to working out, having an outfit dedicated to working. And then that turns that goal into a lifestyle. Reading the Bible by the end of the year. I know that reading 3 chapters a day for just over a year will complete the Bible. I know which chapters, I know which books I finished reading. So, again, similar to reading a book, neat, cozy space, getting something to drink, making sure my space smells nice, it's comfortable, whatever it is, nice lighting, turns that goal into a lifestyle, and actually realizing the importance of God in my life. And then lastly, my vocation, publishing a book by the end of the year. Actually find the joy in writing your book. Realize that you might change someone's life through that book. You will actually become an author if you write this book. Remind yourself that, and make sure you set time aside to write that book every single day. YouTube videos, research whatever ideas come to mind, whatever ideas excite you, turn that into a video. Research it, film it, script it, whatever it is. Turn it into something that you want to do. That's all I'm saying for all of these goals. Turn these goals into something that you are actually excited to do. I'm really sorry if I've been looking over to the side. I'm seeing myself in the camera. But anyway, turn these goals into something that excites you and something that you want to do every single day. The key is to find joy in the process and build habits that don't feel like chores. When you do this, your goals become just another part of your life. It comes like waking up, like brushing your teeth, eating breakfast. Your goals, you completely forget about them. Dare I even say, you need to set your goals and completely forget about them. Maybe that can even be the title of this video. Set your goals, completely forget about them. Here's what I'm saying. If you forget everything else I've said in this video, take this. Goals are important, but they are not the be all and end all. The real magic happens when you turn your goals into daily habits and you find joy in actually working on those habits. The real goals are the friends that we make along the way. What are your goals this year? How have you set them, and what's your plan to achieve them? I would be really interested to find out what you have to say. Let me know in the comments. Help me out with my goals, if you will. Subscribe so that I actually have incentive to release those 52 videos. But remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Let's make this year one for the books. Pun may or may not be intended.